Hello everyone, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Duel Links video. I should be good to go whenever Mimi is released. I have addressed the problem, and apparently it's a non-problem. I mean, I'm hoping it stays that way because I never know for sure. However, I think I'll be fine. I mean, seriously, parenting is a tough job. So I think everything is going to be okay. In any case, I am planning to re-record this video and then stop for the rest of the night. I mean, it is late, and I don't want to record too much because I'm already aware that the sun has set, and I still agreed to stop recording after 10:30. And also, there's a lot going on that I want to get to besides just re-recording these. Now, when it comes to the end of the event, I've got the ending cutscene in a separate video, but I'm planning to cover it in a reaction style. What? It's going to be in the style of a reaction video because I don't really think that I can do it any other way. I think I would go insane. Now, I skipped the ending cutscene when it was last played. Why? Well, because I was upset. I also skipped the end of Alito's roaming event because I was upset. So, unfortunately, I don't know what happens in it, but I mean, still. In any case, I should be good to go after I have fully caught up with these videos and they have been saved. Now, while I'm doing Playmaker, I would just like to ask him to leave the gate, please. Preferably at level 30, because I don't want to use my black keys. Even though I've already admitted that if I was really that obsessed, I'd never have any. Well, you know, that's also another problem. If I never had black keys, that'd be worse. Like, how would I duel Playmaker if I never had black keys? But I've still been told that using all of my black keys, if I max out on them, I'm just told, like, dude, your wrist issues, they get so bad. Yeah, that probably would be an issue. Just saying. Now, I do have some memory of why some of these titles are the way that they are. And that's good, but also I am such an ass. Honestly. Anyway, I won this, so apparently this wasn't the duel I was talking about in the last video, but I wasn't talking about Brains anything in the last video because I don't remember dueling in the last video in Brains World. Although I did bring it up because I thought it was. I definitely made quite the description for that video, to be honest. I am very salty. Why? Well, because I just am. I'm very salty. Alright, well, let's see how this goes. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to comment on a duel that I'm not actively participating in, because these are still mostly just reactions. I mean, there's no audio to go along with the dueling, which is why I'm re-recording these, because my microphone is the only problem with them. So I can do this and I'll be fine, although the ending cutscene will be more like a reaction type video. And there will be pauses, including the pauses. Yeah, there might be a lot of them, to be honest. I don't know how many just yet. I haven't gotten to the end. But I skipped Quentin's cutscene at the beginning of the event that followed this one, which in my notes is Selena's event. Which I don't think was that great. But I just learned about audio distortion, so that was probably the issue that I've been thinking about, like, what is the deal here? I think I just figured it out. I figured it out, and I hope to have no further issues with this. And now, does this mean there'll be further issues with this? Well, I am dealing with a backlog, so unfortunately, it is quite likely. But after the backlog, I'm hoping not. And now, unfortunately, I just wish I could go back to the other events and record them without the audio distortion, because my perfectionist tendencies are getting on my nerves. However, that's also the same problem that I have with, I just felt like I didn't duel Quattro enough. I say as I dueled him way too much. It was overkill. And there is no way in hell that I can justify saying this. Also, he's at the gate. I know, but, if I apply any kind of logic, I'm just like, I don't want to be out of any key color. What if I need that key color to do a stage mission? I don't want to be out of stage color. What? Stages don't have colors. Okay. That's quite the imagination here, but I think I would rather the game stay as it is. I say as the game has just added rush duels. Alright then, my argument has been rendered invalid. My views do not matter. Konami is absolutely going to push rush duels onto players, aren't they? I'm not actually sure that's true yet, but it does seem quite likely. Because they are a company at the end of the day, and they do have to make money. And now, by the way, I know I may not be commenting on these duels, but I think they're better. I think they're better than the first run's videos. I mean, the first videos had better dialogue, but the duels in this run are better. Just my opinion. I mean, I had more time to practice, so, there's that. But I didn't realize that I had so many issues going on with audio. I know, admittedly, I did lower my volume, and I thought that lowering it would help, so that's definitely how you fix audio distortion. But I also have a video that was like, I don't know what's wrong with this video. Can you tell me? Which video was this? Which event was this for? Is this for a Revolver's event? I can't remember. Oh, my bad. Varus's event. I don't know. Maybe it's for Yuko's event instead. I should check. But in any case, I can take a look at anything that I've marked as completed. Which just means that I've uploaded those videos. Wait a minute. I think I changed that to ready to upload instead. And because I finished the descriptions, I just haven't uploaded them. Okay. Yeah, there are 2 events that are ready for upload, and Shay's event isn't that bad with the audio distortion, but it's still there. And full speed ahead, I don't think the audio distortion is too bad there. But I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that, because it might be there. Oh, speaking of Revolver, he's right here. I did notice some audio distortion in his event. And there's probably some in Quentin's first run. I wasn't sure what the problem was. But now that I've seen... Well, first off, since I don't know the issue... Well, now that I know the issue, I can go back to any potential descriptions and, actually say what the issue is. Although I keep asking for people to tell me things, and I figure it out on my own. Although I did Google to find out about audio distortion, but there's that. There is that, but still. Let me open some files while everyone's busy watching this. I know that sounds ultra cursed, but this is a reaction type video to an extent. Although there'll be a more official type of, hold on. The ending to this event is going to be more of an official reaction video than this. This is just, I'm lazy as hell, seriously. Okay, And now I'm gonna assume that I actually did mention it in Revolver's event. Because at least to my knowledge, that would be when I first noticed it. And I've noticed it being an issue in videos I've already covered in the backlog that I just uploaded without realizing that there's audio distortion. There's probably some of that too during the shutdown arc for Vanguard Zero. And I'm just like, dear God. But I'm still in my early days as a YouTuber. I think some of these mistakes can be excused. Especially since I do notice some likes. Which is nice. I like likes. Thank you. Okay, so I didn't list that during Yugo's event. Hold on a second while I try to look for, okay, hold on. I just recorded I just typed the descriptions on YouTube instead of saving a separate file for them. I'm not opening Chrome just because I have a new computer. Which I'm not sure if it's considered new anymore. Is it considered new? I wouldn't count it as new. But I do think that it's probably Revolver's event where I'm like, I don't know what the problem is. Can someone tell me? Although, now that I know that those videos, now that I know that video is public, I can just update the description for it. And say what the actual problem is. And hope I never make that mistake again. Even though I am known for making mistakes again over and over. Hello, Axel. I was dueling you earlier. I also dueled Zane earlier, to be honest. I don't know why he was so obsessed with dueling me, considering all the misplays I make. Oh my god. To be fair, I'm not actually a bad duelist. I'm just not the best. I'm not a bad duelist, I'm just not one of the best. And that's a different story. I think I'm better than Cyrus. Unfortunately, I'm only saying that because his cards aren't that great. And I do like some of his cards, as you guys probably know. And if you guys don't know that, you now know. Alright, so I went to... Now, I've got Duel Links pulled up on my mobile app. Why? Well, so I can grind stage missions and all that shit. And Sartorius just showed up in video. No, he didn't. He did not show up in video. He's currently on my mobile device. And he just asked me if he wants me to read his... He just asked if I want my fortune read, and the answer is no. Maybe if you weren't brainwashed, and also you're level 10, what kind of fortune telling can you possibly do? Although, if we're being honest here, Sartorius might actually have an accurate fortune for me. And that is the most cursed thing I have ever said. Let's move on. I think we can all say that moving on is for the best. And I say as my future remains in the future, and I don't know what kind of future it is. Oh, yeah, that sucks so much, I swear. It's probably better than I think. I'm a known pessimist. At least that's what I keep saying to make myself feel better at night. That doesn't mean that's going to save me, but keeping that in mind, it could help a bit. I'm trying not to be too negative, and because that's why I have anhedonia, because I was too negative once. And by once, I mean for several years. And to be honest, I'm not even sure how quickly the system accelerated in my development of anhedonia. I think I was already on the road there, like dangerously on the road there, before I even got tempted to worsen my condition even further. I wonder what I would have done if it wasn't for Social Security causing this. And yes, it did cause this to an extent, and because of a letter they sent me. And now I was going to develop anhedonia regardless, and I do think that the warning signs were already there from the year onward. But yeah, that letter really wasn't good for me. And I do feel like I'm not treated as well as I should be. I mean, where I live, I'm treated just fine. Most of the time. I mean, let's not ignore who I live with. But apart from that, I'm still being treated pretty good, pretty well. It's just, the government thinks that I'm worth less than someone in poverty. Really? Really, America? I'm not even at the poverty line. You think my life is just so disposable that I'm not even worth being in poverty? What? What the hell is this? I mean, living in poverty isn't good either, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people in poverty that have to depend on social welfare as well. But some of them are also, they say they just have jobs that keep them trapped in poverty because this country is terrible. I know there are worse countries than the United States. The United States is much better in comparison to what other countries deal with. I got that. But my reality hasn't changed just because I know this. I'm just like, I'm not even at the poverty line. Like, I would have to live in conditions worse than poverty. I'm worth less than someone living in poverty. I'm worth less than those people. And I'm not saying not to value people living in poverty. Everyone is important. We should value human lives. I'm just saying that right now the system sucks. And I'm thinking about the hierarchy, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like any system of hierarchy where one person that's part of a group is considered worse or lesser or whatever. I'm just like, no. Treat me like a human being no matter what. It doesn't matter how bad I'm at. Like, let's assume that I would be in Slifer Red, and I'm not just playing as someone that is in Slifer Red, but can actually duel better than me. Let's assume I was actually in Slifer Red. I don't like how people in Slifer Red are treated. And I don't want to be treated like trash because of which storm I'm in. So this applies to all sorts of other things as well. Also, I don't think I'd actually be in Slifer Red if I was there. I'd probably be in Raw Yellow, but that's just based on my grades, here. I'm usually mid-tier, not up there with the best, but I'm close to the best. But to be fair, just like a lot of Raw Yellow students, who was in Raw Yellow? I remember Hasselberry was there, and Cyrus was there. For some reason, Cyrus is in Raw Yellow here, even though in one scene I mean, this game is weird. Honestly, the continuity makes no sense. But Cyrus was in Raw Yellow here, but there's reference to him being upgraded to Obelisk Blue. But let's be fair, in Season 4, everyone is in different dorms, and there are no more Slifer Red students. Except Jaden, who I assume has the place to himself and probably is enjoying that. Or not, but at least his brain is functioning properly. As we see at the end of the series, where he can still enjoy himself, and I'm still struggling with that. Although you guys may not know that, because I recovered partially! Now let's just make sure it stays that way, and I don't continue going on this weird downward spiral. I don't want to continue going on this downward spiral, America. Please don't do this to me. I know that I can contribute. Just work with me here, please. If I want things to work, I have to make things work on my own. Dear God, that sucks. Anyway, that's going to wrap things up for this video. As in, this is the end of the video that I recorded. And now before I officially wrap up the video, I would just like to say I hope things improve between now and when I have to move on to live my adult life in some kind of independence. How can I be properly independent if I can't even live in poverty? America, please fix this because I'm going insane. I'll be back in the next video, but as I said, this is the last video I'm recording for the night. So I will see everyone in the next video once there's the sun. I need to see the sun again before I can record. But that's it for now.